So this wild ride happened just a few weeks ago, and I still can't believe how far Karen took it. For context, I, 28M, live in a nice but tightly wound suburban neighborhood with a relatively active HOA. I don't love HOAs, but the property was too good to pass up, so I've been keeping my head down and avoiding drama. Enter Karen, the self-appointed queen of the block and vice president of the HOA. She has the classic stacked blonde bob, floral blouses, oversized sunglasses, and a superiority complex big enough to orbit the moon. Now, to the meat of the story. I work from home and recently hosted a weekend get-together for a few friends and family to celebrate my promotion. We decided to go all out with the catering, about $600 worth of sushi, wings, sliders, desserts, drinks, the whole 9 yards. I placed the order with a local gourmet service that does contactless delivery. They were going to leave everything at my doorstep at exactly 5 p.m., neatly packed and labeled. At 5:15, I got a notification saying, "Your order has been delivered." But when I opened the door, nothing. No food. Just an empty porch and a weird feeling in my gut. At first, I thought maybe the driver left it at the wrong house. Happens all the time, right? I checked the tracking photo. Nope. It was clearly my front door. Same doormat, same house number. Now I was suspicious. I went over to check with the neighbor 2 houses down who often gets my packages. Nothing. Then, out of the corner of my eye, I noticed something strange. Karen standing in her driveway, holding MY catering bags. She was inspecting the containers like she had just bought them herself. I walked over, trying to stay calm. "Hey Karen, did you happen to see a delivery come by for me? I think that food you have might be mine." She didn't even blink. Nope, this was delivered to me. It was just sitting out and had no name. It was delivered to my house. There's a photo and my name is literally on the order receipt. Then she says, if it was left unattended, it's technically abandoned. I figured it was a community delivery for the HOA meeting I'm hosting later. It's not my fault you weren't fast enough. I was stunned. $600 worth of food, just taken. Without even checking? I told her plainly that she needed to return it immediately. She refused, said it was already unpacked, and I shouldn't make a big deal over snacks. That was it. I called the police. She thought I was bluffing. "You're calling 911? Over food?" "Yes," I said. "Over $600 worth of food you stole off my property." When the officers arrived, I calmly showed them the tracking photos, the receipt with the timestamp, and explained the situation. Karen was arrogant as ever, telling the cops it was clearly a misunderstanding. One officer asked, "Ma'am, did you open or eat any of the food?" She proudly said, "Well, of course. I'm not going to let it go to waste." Big mistake. The officers looked at each other and said, "Ma'am, this isn't a civil issue. This is theft exceeding $500. That's grand larceny. You're under arrest." Her face dropped. "Are you kidding me? Over some takeout?" She tried to resist as they handcuffed her right there in her own driveway, shouting about how she was doing a service to the community and how she was entitled to HOA deliveries. Spoiler alert, the HOA doesn't cater meetings. Ever. She spent the night in jail and is now facing a misdemeanor larceny charge with the potential to be bumped to felony depending on court proceedings. Oh, and the kicker? The catering service refunded the entire order because of the incident and even gave me a free delivery the following weekend. Karen's been radio silent since, and rumor has it the HOA is re-evaluating her position. Moral of the story: don't steal food, especially when it costs more than your monthly HOA dues.